studio in Bijilo. This is the Fulladu Network. On today's episode of the TFN exclusive, I'm your host, Balde. Join me in the studio is Honorable Mballow, the National Assembly member for Lord West constituency, whom we are also pleased to host here once again. It has been about 3 years since the last time we have direct engagement with you in the studio. Honorable Mballow, first of all, we say welcome to the Fulladu Network.
Thank you very much, Balde and team.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you here. And in this TFN exclusive, you will be taking us through some of the areas that we will be discussing. Among them, we talk about your research and your engagements at the National Assembly, the community engagement that you've been carrying out as a National Assembly member for the West constituency, and also the recently concluded debate on the female genital mutilation repeal process, which was very tense in this country. But first, Honorable, we're pleased to have you here.
Thank you.
And then it's a pleasure to once again interact with you directly in this platform, which I remember hosting you here prior to the parliamentary election. Now, we will begin with, you recently traveled to Rwanda for a benchmarking event. First, you will take us through this journey, and then what was the success of this journey in Rwanda?
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here, Balde and the team at the Fulladu Network. I am very honored, and it's a privilege to be here. So thank you very much for the invitation.
Welcome.
Going straight, I was lucky to travel to Kigali through the National Health Insurance Scheme as a benchmark that they want us to see how Rwanda is doing, so that we can equally emulate from them and do better. Luckily, we went to Kigali. The team comprises the National Assembly Select Committee on Health, the authority of the scheme, that is the health insurance scheme, and also the ministry. It was very educative. We went to various sectors in Kigali, especially the corporations. We were taken to a lot of processes, but these beauty stories that we learned, Uganda, for the first thing, they are united for a purpose. And that is the game changer for them. And secondly, Rwanda, they undergo a digitalization process. Everything about them have been digitalized, and that was one of the success stories that. And also the leadership. The leadership is committed to the task. They left no stone unturned, and the people embrace the leadership agenda. So, but luckily, we will tell you that we were informed that the Rwanda came to the Gambia to study our IFMI system and our primary healthcare system. So it's like the only difference we had with Rwanda, when they came to the Gambia, they learned. But when they went, they domesticated it to what suits them, and they improved on it. And today, we are going back to them. But they believe that we have better laws than them, and our primary healthcare structure is more robust in the Gambia than that of theirs. But for them, they are monitoring mechanism. And then communities embrace every other agenda that the government of the day bring.
Understanding as a lawmaker, but prior to your journey of being a politician, you've been a health personnel. How do you see this through when someone outside is telling you that our health sector, primary health care, is more robust? How do you see it now?
Yes, and I was really happy because looking at those olden days, I'll give you an example what they called the Bamako Initiative. This Bamako Initiative was piloted in this country, and it had a success story that most of the African countries come to learn it in the Gambia. And still now, if you follow our primary health care structure, we have a unique system. Yes, there are room for improvement, especially in the area of monitoring, in the area of the community approach towards it. Because if you look at the primary health care, it was designed in such a way the community will lead the process. And this is the same thing that is happening in Kigali, in Rwanda. But now, instead in the Gambia, communities have, relaxed. Yeah, so that is the community have relaxed, and for that will be different in Kigali. They are still fasting their bed to make sure that they strengthen the primary health care.
So what approach are you taking now after learning this valuable insights from the people of Kigali?
One thing, what I learned is how do we do together, all of us, to make sure that the community themselves take the leadership. Because if you look at the health insurance scheme, it had an objective of reducing out-of-pocket expenditure. And if you look at the health insurance scheme, one of the objectives they want is like the rich people contributing for the absolute poor people, so that we will all get the health care service that we need. So I believe it's a collective call, because I remember the communities, in one of the communities in Rwanda, they call it Ubudege. Ubudege is just like a susu. Like every village will come together, have a meeting, and they take ownership and contribute. And in that community, they identify themselves in thematic area. That is, this is an absolute poor community or compound or household, and also this is a moderate and this is rich. So they will put those things and make sure that people from those areas will contribute toward the health insurance scheme. And not only that, even the informal sector, like the carpenters have an associations, the weldermans, so they make sure that all the informal sectors are also captured through those associations, and their digitalized system incorporate all their aliens and also their ID card, their birth certificate. So every Rwandan is ensured.
Thank you very much. Away from your engagement in Rwanda, now I'll take you back to the Gambia, where we all belong to. Understanding that the parliament is currently on a recess. Tell us, how are you spending this moment as a parliamentarian?
Thank you very much. Currently, I'm spending it with my community. I try to go to my community, engage with them, listen to them, dialogue with them. There are pertinent issues that have passed, that they show me they talk to me about their concerns, and we learn some lessons, and there is a room for improvement even from my own part, and they are also ready to improve. And besides, this is during the summer holidays. I try to make sure that the youths of my area are adventuring into sport. I make sure that I provide the conducive environment for them by trying to sponsor tournaments. Brikamaba, Saluja, Kerewan, Sarero, Sare Samba Simali around Sintu Aladi. And these are areas that I'm definitely putting my support in. And the youths are converging there. Not only that, I also advise them to attach some economic gains to that. So most of these areas fence their perimeter, and they are taking gate takings. As a result, we want them to start realizing the potential that they can have their own by mobilizing resources. So this is paying dividends, and for now, I believe my youths are very happy, and I also engage with the women, because they felt that they've been left behind and from me in terms of some basic things that they expect to come from me. So I listened to them, and then we made some strategies. Some of the women CAFOs, I was lucky that I give them a startup capital to be able to make soap, and they sell it among themselves and Omo within them own self as a revenue generation for them. And they also give me areas of interest that they would want to be empowered, because they talked about, providing them like seats. When they have public gathering, they will be renting in plates, cooking pots, and the like. And some have taken me out to show me their horticultural centers, some of the things that they lack, like they lack fencing, they lack tools, and they lack water. So these are issues that I really catch up, and I think I will talk to the minister concerned and with other partners that are into development of horticulture and those.
So how do you feel women are facing you, telling you the challenges that they faced and which they expected you to address earlier on?
Yeah, I accepted the fact that yes, as a lawmaker, I have a duty bound to make sure that they put it to me, and I should put it to the relevant ministry to tell them, and this is one of my things. And I told them that, and the evidence is there. I have actively participated in Parliament and talking about their concern, and one of the biggest issues they used to talk about that looking at Lower Fulladu West, the only health center they had was Brikamaba. And looking at the capacity of Brikamaba, it has grown exponentially. So as a result, they were so concerned about the health center. I engaged the Ministry of Health. He informed me that they had a plan to upgrade it to a major health facility, and thank God that the foundation stone was laid. Currently work hard begin there, a project of 167 million. So already dollars, and the project is given to a company. The company has started construction. So they are happy in that aspect. So, but they still had concerns regarding their furrows, regarding the road network into their furrows, and also, the animals intruding into their perimeter, destroying their crop. This is a matter that I'll pick up with the Ministry of Agriculture, and so far so good. But they admitted that I listened to them, and I was very frank to them that what is within my domain, to collect some of these things and to go and discuss with them and do advocacy on their behalf.
Yes. And now, Honorable, this will take us to the former hot cake, which you play a part, and many other parliamentarians. That is the debate on repealing the female genital mutilation process, which I believe was a tough moment for you and many others, including the journalists as well, who have been going out reporting on this matter. First, you tell us your experience in this area, standing for something you believe it's not right and it should not happen.
Doctor, this is very tough for me to answer. I have gone through a lot regarding this particular subject. I will tell you, I've undergone a lot of humiliations, a lot of character assassinations, a lot of bullies, a lot of insults, and this go far to my family. And that's why this will be the only nature that I will talk about it, but I will not want to talk about it. But one thing for certain, I remain committed to the task. You see, I made a research. We had what they call subject matter specialists. I assigned them to make a research for me on this subject matter. And I put some thematic areas. One of the areas is fundamental in religion. And the other thematic area that I asked them to look at, what is the regional take on this thing and the global text. And I went to my constituency, if you can, I call all the Imams and talk to them. They are divided in voice. But as the people representative, it becomes mandatory on me when you are representing people and you get extra to be an agent of change. And I was bold enough, and up to today I remain bold enough to condemn it.
Honorable, I remember sometime getting audios and also some clicks selling threats, and I understand at some point your immediate family was affected and you have to evacuate them.
Yes.
How challenging was this moment for you?
This was very challenging, Dawah. If you can follow, even at the National Assembly, there was a group of people that attacked me. If you follow, there's a group of people that attacked me, and they mixed orange and apples, trying to distract me. They did a lot of things. So my wife, my kids, somebody saw them on the street and they will tell them that your father is a puppet, your father is this. They will go to my mother in my village, my own village, a development association. It went into chaos that it really resulted into family and other issues. But I remain committed for the fact that I stand to protect the well-being of women and children.
How do you feel when your mom was not safe at the time?
Yes, I said it was rather unfortunate for the fact that I am doing what I am supposed to do. I am a lawmaker, and it's within my jurisdiction to make laws and to disclose and protect. So if that could have gone further, I apologize to her and make her understand. And so many people also make her understand that, look, your son have taken one of the biggest tasks, and these are expected of him. And I feel what I was doing was right. For the fact that it is right, I remain committed, and on this still now I stand on that ground. I receive a lot of things. If I show you on my phone, people will call me, insult me, send me other videos to distract me, do anything. But one of the reasons that I made, I've never looked at the social media. Once I get those research points, I am up to the task. And the task was to make sure that I will be part of a legislative that will put a history. One of those history is to ensure that we legislate laws that is there to protect the well-being of people. I am a pure Muslim. I will never against anything. But when I looked at those research that was done to me and other consultation, I feel female circumcision or FGM, hence evidence from experts revealed that it have harm on the well-being of women and children. I will tell you something. During that hot debate, a 19-days-old baby died in my constituency as a result of being taken to a border village in Casamas, was circumcised. For the fact that this matter was on discussion, these people were scared to take this young baby to the hospital, although she was bleeding. So they were in that state of confusion whether if they take it, the law will take its course or not. They delayed the process until the child was reported, taken to the hospital. Upon arrival was disclosed dead. So I feel very sad, but I feel that this is the turn point that I should remain committed, because I'm advocating for things that is affecting my people. And until tomorrow, I am committed for that fight. But it's not easy. It's not easy, because if you can listen to one of the audios, it's unfortunate that scholars will be on the praying mosque and then be mentioned in TV. I will tell you a funny story. While we were traveling to Egypt and also Rwanda, there were some weather abnormalities that affected the plane. So I was scared and thinking that the plane is going to crash because of the amount of cost that was put on me. They will sit in the Mballow this, the Mballow this. But I always say that for me, my reason for doing this was only for the well-being and protection of women and children. Nothing more, nothing less. And then I stand on that. No amount of insult, no amount of bullying, no amount of hate speech, character assassination, no amount of somebody can do to distract me. Because one of the issues, I'm not looking at it. I remain focused to the task, and I got my information with me.
Understanding that some people might not only stop on social media, making bullies on social media, but they may come personal. How do you feel?
Yeah, they came personal to me. Even if I was walking at the street those days, they called me a puppet, they called me anything. But you see what? I was focused, and I got advice from very strong and elderly people, and these are very religious people. They tell me, if you believe on something, regardless of what happened, stay focused on that. Even you are going to be alone. And that's why I was never terrified in the chambers. No amount of people will come to argue against it that will stop me from speaking. And even tomorrow I'm going to speak, because it's something that I believe. And I'm making my people believe it. Because on the 26th of last month, I also continue to engage my Imams and women. So for me, I'm continuing. And one thing I will tell you, my people start to appreciate me. Most of the social media insult, the bully, and my people are not listening to that, because they know me from a religious family, and they know me for being committed to something that has impact on their life and livelihood. I want to tell you, tomorrow, I'm hosting the biggest set-setter in my constituency. And the beauty of the story, the people of my constituency, irrespective of their political affiliation, they always embrace the ideas that I'm bringing. Guess what? I'm telling you, top UDP officers, despite the fact I'm in MPP, top UDP sympathizers are the people even supporting me financially to ensure that some of those activities are done.
How are you able to do that?
Well, I let them understand that the position I sit in the National Assembly is for Lower Fulladu. Not for any party. It's for the people of Lower Fulladu. And when I come to Lower Fulladu, we have an agenda. The agenda is Lower Fulladu. And this is the agenda that I set. That's why I succeeded in bringing all the youths of Lower Fulladu under one umbrella. If you doubt, come and visit Brikama tomorrow. You will see the youths from all corners coming. When I call, they answer to me. And when they also call, I answer to them. So irrespective of this bully, these insults, this whatsoever, my people remain focused and committed. And we are achieving. We are really achieving. Because that unity code that we wanted in Lower Fulladu have come. Because if I'm telling you, people from a different political party are spending on money on things that I want to provide. Because they feel that what all they were looking for somebody who will be as an agent of a unifying agent. And I'm that, I'm a unifying agent. I bring all people together, and then when I bring an agenda, everybody takes. There is no politics in my constituency. And no amount of people can go and tell them stories that they will not trust me. Because it does not start today. I start from a youth activist. So my representation is unanimously agreed in my constituency. You can insult, you can say anything. But I want to tell, when we went to Rwanda, peace, you cannot change system through hate speech, insults, and a lot of issues. And this is what my advice to Gambian. Insult will not change anything. And then politics should not divide us to that letter that we need to be assassinating each other, doing everything inhuman just for the political sake. I think those are the areas that I want Islamic scholars to advise me.
Honorable, if there is one thing you have the chance and you want to change in this country, what will you do?
The country has to move and business cannot be as usual. There are a lot of freedoms in the public service. People will, if you look at them, some people will go to work for the whole month. If you evaluate the work, they have worked less than 20 hours and they demand pay. Business cannot be as usual. People must be accounted for what I do, and I will not compromise the issue of accountability. And I will not sit only in, I will not be somebody that will sit, I will go to be visiting institutions regularly, and it should be unannounced. Because this country has to move, and then we have to ensure that if there is corruption, it's the first thing that, and only way we had the system that can control corruption. Let's digitize our process and reduce the amount of cash floating in between ourselves. If we do that, we are good to go. And this country is very easy to develop, but we must have a common objective, that is the unity of Gambia. Yes. And for me, I want to ask everybody, forget about your political affiliation. Let us be united for the development of this country. This country is a flat land that is very easy to develop. Compare if you go to Rwanda or any other, it's very hilly. It's hill, but here it's not. So I believe once this country will come together, we will develop, and that is what. And in fact, Lower Fulladu will develop an agenda, a vision for 2025. That is through agriculture, we creating wealth. Young people will be cultivating rice field to make wealth as commercials. That does not say that they will not contribute towards the family. So for us, 2025, agriculture for wealth creation. And then what we are doing next, we want to have an integrity fund. The people of Fulladu want to show the world that they have integrity. And we can only have that integrity when we are able to cultivate the food that we eat and supply to other people. We want to have food self-sufficiency. The Jakale Pajat is a blessing for us, and we will make best use of the Jakale Pajat. Yes, and then we will continue to commit government to make sure that land development, farm mechanization, that will be the thing that we will so that we can supply the Gambia. Like I said, we are the food basket of this country. So,
yeah, Honorable, as a lawmaker, you have access to the president. We're talking about accountability and ensuring that people entrusted in office do the needful. What advice will you give him if you are to face him right now?
Well, the president have listened to my advice and he have acted. That is one, he was committed to bring an anti-corruption bill. I contribute Imams on that bill. And I'm also urging the presidency to fast track the commission that will enforce the anti-corruption bill. And not only that, if you understand corruption, e-procurement is one of the things that will also address, because if you look at corruption is centered on services and goods, and this is centered on in procurement. So there is a procurement law that I also contribute greatly for
that is the digitization process.
Yes.
Procuring
Yes.
services.
Yes. So I believe before the end of this season, there will be end of the session. We are starting on the 9th. I hope to see the commission being established and work start as soon as, because that is the first thing that we need to address.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What was your role during the last extraordinary session of the National Assembly? What role have you played?
Yes, one, most of the time I was overtaken by the FGM bill. For the fact that I was so committed, I become the lead advocate and do a lot of lobbying to my colleagues. Let them understand that we want to make a legacy. We want to be a legislative that will legislate progressive law, and this is one of them. Irrespective of having the right to your culture freedom, but is to not inflict pain on any other person. So because I feel I was consumed, as a result I was so committed and use every avenues to lobby my colleagues and tell them and provide them with research evidence on what is happening regarding FGM and the global context. And Mr. Dowler, do understand that I have health background. I worked with the Ministry of Health from 2002 to 2021 when I got into that. So I had background in health. So it was like I was the face. And not only that, I am the ambassador of the nurses in the parliament. So, and I was directly talking to health professionals, doctors, gynecologists, nurses, midwives, and they give me a lot of position papers and then say this is something that they were committed to. So as a result, most of my energy was spent on the FDN, ensuring that the law is not repealed. I
understand that in law Fulladu, for the first time, you have an association about the religious leaders. How does it come about?
Thank you very much. You know, I feel that when we dialogue, when we come together with a common purpose, I call all the Imams and ask them that I want them to have one umbrella. Not only Imams, with the scholars of law Fulladu, because they also have a role. They accept it. I give them a startup capital so that they can form an association with their firm. And this year, they cultivated a 5-hectare maize farm. And what they intend to do with this, as Imams and scholars, we have madrasas. Like I have my own Imam, my own Ustaz Sawane of Kerewan Sambasira. He had over 150 plus talibes. And unfortunately, he did not get any support from government or any other person. So, and then you come to Sarefuta, a lot of those people had this kind of talibes. So what the Imams decided was they will cultivate this maize farm. They will be supporting some of those people. And not also, when there is fire disaster that consume, they will take that from the Imam as their contribution to support. So the Imams and scholars embrace this. With the support of the Farmer Association, we were able to do the plowing, the seeding, and currently just waiting for fertilizer. When I am going tomorrow, we will work on their fertilizer, give it to them, and they will go and apply the fertilizer on the crop. So they are happy that they are expecting a very good yield.
That's interesting. So you talk about the nurses as well as an ambassador of them. In several times you had them speaking out on challenges that they are facing. When Parliament resumed during the matters of the day, are you ready to raise their concerns?
What? Yes, as their ambassador, like the Nurses and Midwife Association, they have an AGM. I was invited. They met I was there and looked at the progresses that I made as an association. They have a lot of savings. They intend to have a land and have a bill structure. I feel they are on right track. If they have any other issues concerned, they will let us know improvement of their services, and I will advocate that. Always ready, because nurses are the backbone of health in this country. Nurses, because I told you I was there, at some time they become administrator, they become finance people, they become anything. So nurses did everything that they can do, and they deserve everything. During pandemic and very unfortunate circumstances, they are in the forefront. So, and that's why I understand all those things, so I'm committed. Any agenda that the Nurses and Midwife Association put to me in Parliament, I am going to.
So going back to our law Fulladu before we wrap this, because time is something that is against all of us. What is the most pressing issue that you feel you need to address in law Fulladu before the next election?
Currently, the issue of electricity, the issue of road networks. The people of Fulladu from 1965 have not benefited any road network, and they don't benefit from electricity. Thank God that the issue of safe drinking water through partnership and NGOs, there are a lot of improvement on that. Because myself, I was able to partner with people that were able to that provided me with 15 boreholes. And these boreholes are already drilled and people are benefiting from the water. But this issue of electricity is a big challenge, and I'm trying every day to ensure that the Ministry of Energy, Petroleum Energy, will also address this thing, because now the people of Fulladu are seeing this thing happen in other regions. Why not them? And the people of Fulladu have seen the issue of road network in other places. Why not them? This has become the biggest issue. But all along they would say, we are blessed with the Jackie Party. Hundred will do all it takes with the government to ensure that there is land development in the Jackie Party, and we have farm mechanization. So these are the issues that I am pursuing in government. Thank God that the Minister of Agriculture is there. They know we went to Sapu, we went to the Mballow farms, so they are aware what we are doing. In that we understand our problem. We don't need a consultant to tell us what we need in Jakarta. We know the water gates, the topography of the land, and the machinery aspect of it. So we know our problem. And we had people that have worked with the Chinese in the inception of the Jackery Project. So they don't need local expertise. There are people well equipped and understand what it needs to make their farming better. And before I will close, I think I have to thank the people of Fulladu. Irrespective of their political differences, we are making history together. If I go with you to Fulladu, the first political bureau you will find would be UDP. They would be the first people to welcome me. They will say, our MP, our representative. The next level is MPP. They will tell you, our representative. This is the achievement that I made. And then, if you doubt it, ask anybody from Fulladu. And I've not seen myself as a party representative. I've seen myself as the people representative. And guess what? Every 3 months, I will do a community radio activity where I will talk to the people, tell them. Now the people of Fulladu have believed in the philosophy, atele be dibote la nimol tema. Like nga dibite, atele dibote nimol tema. So because I am talking to them, I'm in their WhatsApp forum, we are discussing things, and we are united for a purpose. We are so united. I know when the political season starts, we will go back to where we belong. But for now, we all belong to Fulladu, and that is nurtured in them. Come and see what is going to happen tomorrow. We are going to do the community, we are doing the health center cleaning, the Lumo and the market cleaning, and we are doing the community radio. These are community things, we own it. It's for the community. So the community have decided to spend on that. Guess what? People will even tell me, Honorable, I don't have money, but I have a cup of rice. I want us to add there. Honorable, I don't have anything. We have coos, we want to put it there. This was all I wanted to achieve. And I'm telling to the people, I thank God and thank all of them for giving me that opportunity, for being a symbol of unity, irrespective of their political affiliation.
Thank you very much. To our viewers out there, wherever you're watching us, it has been a very interesting journey with Honorable Mballow, who has appeared here for the second time at the FAT Network. We're hoping to host him here on a different topic as well. For the meantime, I say thank you very much for being with us. I'm Dauda Balde. Stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs until we come your way.